I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, James Kiernan, in his book, Dog Henry the Hound, addresses a deeply poignant and crucial topic that resonates with many families. This book is not just a story, but a heartfelt exploration of family dynamics, trust, and often hidden struggles that many individuals face. Kiernan delves into the painful reality that sometimes, despite appearances of happiness and success, individuals may struggle with profound internal battles. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Prime 7 Media for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing his wonderful book. The links are below this interview. James, great to see you here today on Spotlight.
Good to see you too, Logan.
If you could, explain to the folks at home why the book is called Dog Henry the Hound.
First of all, Black Dog is the sort of nickname for depression. So it's outlining depression, and it's about a dog follows a young person around. So it's facing the issues of obviously depression, and he goes through several different types of experiences, all of which it's all manifested towards depression, and effectively his mum and his dad. I shouldn't actually tell the story, but he obviously buying the book, but he goes through and eventually sort of gets some help, and that's a summation of the story.
Yeah. What inspired you to write this book?
Pretty much, I come from a corporate background, stockbroking, and I got very sick on our holiday property and ended up going to hospital and spending quite a time in hospital. And when I got out, I had this feeling that hit me in about week 2 that it was like, I describe it as a brick wall. And anyhow, my father-in-law, lucky enough, is a psychiatrist, and he diagnosed me straight away with acute depression. So I went on a serious course of tablets and some other bits and pieces, and effectively in about 2 to 3 weeks, I came out of this depression, and I was literally like a new person. So this isn't going too well, Logan.
Oh, it's going very, very well. But you were going through this depression. It was diagnosed by your father-in-law, and you realized that the happiness you had in life with success was only relative to the struggles of mental illness, I guess, or mental health, right?
Yeah, that is true. And anyhow, I was able, with the people around me, to pull myself out of it.
Yeah, who was around you? Who was helping you at this point with your
It was
mental?
my father-in-law, my wife were the two main players. And anyhow, having gone through that process and come out successfully, I would say, I felt sort of obligated to write a book that described. But it's 3 chapters. Chapter 1 and 3 are for the guardians, and chapter 2 is for the whole family and the child to read together. And it would show the guardians, first of all, in chapter 1, what to do, because the book actually is quite a lot swayed to the adults reading it, even though it's still a children's book. So chapter 1 tells them how depression manifests itself. This is all from my point of view. How depression manifests itself, how it goes about affecting your day-to-day livings.
Mm-hmm.
And then chapter 2 is the story, which I think I've gone into enough. And chapter 3 is how you go about getting help. So that's effectively the structure of the book.
Yeah.
And the reason why with depression, I felt obviously obligated to write the book.
Yeah. The importance of communication is also stressed in your book, that family and communication needs to be improved. That's one of the tools, I guess, for helping the entire family as a unit cope when one member of the family is struggling, right?
Yeah, yes, it is. I suggest in the book, um, you know, well, chapter 1, I suggest in that at the end of it, curl up into bed all together, and read the book as a family or as a unit, whether it be one adult with you or two or three. Make it a sort of for want of a better word, an outing for the family,
Mhm.
because this isn't to be scared or sort of frowned upon. Um, that's half the problem with depression, is it actually goes A, unrecognized, or B, not actually um, not actually acknowledged, so to
Mm.
speak.
Who is your reader? What age group would you recommend this book for?
Oh, that's a really good question. It's effectively anybody or any member of a family unit, adults, um, anyone who would see it assist them in helping a younger person. That's why I've targeted the book. It has simple language.
Hmm.
It's simple to read. It's got lots of cartoon characters throughout it. Um, it's not one of these high flying psychology books that is just too hard for people to read. Including myself. I got an
Hmm.
economics degree from Murdoch, and so I've been through the university system, and some of these books that I read on depression from a psychological point of view, they were just terrible. I mean, I couldn't get any help out of them at all. And I
Mm.
didn't want that to be this way. I wanted it to be able to be interpreted, i.e., read by everybody who has got the ability or um, basically can assist younger people who aren't really recognised. I mean, you would see in this day and age stacks of adults get diagnosed with depression, but you don't see very many children, and they're not much difference. The children aren't very different to the adults.
Right.
So my reader is basically probably, I could say, everybody.
Yeah.
I know that's a bit crazy, but
It's a family-friendly
anybody
book.
who,
It's an approachable book. Like you said, it doesn't have intimidating language. It's a book that will actually spark conversations among family members. And that might be the first step in getting help if there is a depression or a sadness or a funk or however you want to call it, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
that's absolutely correct.
Absolutely. Well, this is a very, very powerful book that you've written, and I think it's going to be of great help to many, many families because, like you said, they often aren't aware, they aren't communicating that there is an issue. It's kind of swept under the table. People hope it goes away, but depression and other mental health issues need to be addressed. James Kiernan has written a wonderful book, an important book, a compelling book. It's called Black Dog Henry the Hound, and it addresses a very crucial topic that resonates with many family. It's a heartfelt exploration of family dynamics, trust, and the often hidden struggles of mental health that individuals face. James, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.